What's up, peoples? Look what's behind me. We got a jungle to open up a little, and there may be some big cats in here somewhere. I'm gonna have to walk through there and see if I can find them. Basically, guy wants around 2 acres clear out in here on the back corner back here. I can't remember if these were set out pines or if they're just volunteer growth. I can't remember what he had told me, but it's basically 15 to 17-year-old pines. None of them's just really big. They're anywhere from, you know, like this size to this size and a little bit bigger, but basically where the road's just right there. We got to cut a straight line in through here all the way back to another little, he's got a on the back side of the property, well, not the whole property, but where the pines are, there's a cleared lane. I got to clear all the way back to a straight line for their driveway, and then to the left back corner kind of cut out a square 2 acres. So let me see if I can find this big cat. So here's the clearing lane, and then when I get through with this 2 acres, there's about a little, just a hair over 2 acres. I kind of drew it out on a map, which I need to redraw it now that I know how far back this line is. I measured it. I come down here the other day and I measured it, and I kind of put out some flags to somewhat give me an idea. Kind of get lost walking through all that stuff, but I got to clear all the way back to here, and then there's another 2 acres that he wants cleared directly behind his house all the way down to this little clearing road. I think I see something right up here. Well, there's the big cat. Man, I have missed this machine. It's been probably since, well, November, around Thanksgiving, a little after, since I have really got in this thing and just got to work. I brought it down here probably a month ago, maybe not that long, a few weeks, and it just will not stop raining. But I am glad to see this son of a gun. I know some of you probably are too, and some of the new folks to the channel. This is my big girl. She's big to me. This has been a huge jump from a 309 is what I had. My bigger excavator was a 309 to this thing, and it is night and day, and it makes jobs like this just so much faster and easier. But I'm going to get her fired up, warmed up. I come down here, had to clear me out a little room when I come in here the other day, and then when I come did the flags, or kind of mapped out my area, I ran it a little bit, got her warmed up. But I'm gonna jump in it and get her warmed up, and I'm gonna have to track it all the way back around there to the truck and fill it up with fuel and grease it and do all that. But I am excited about today. All right, people, let's get to tearing some stuff up. Just spent the last hour putting fuel in it, greasing it, and shoveling the tracks out. I'll have to get this stuff kind of set out of the way. Kind of where I'm starting at is the very back left corner, if you're facing the property or what I'm going to clear out. So I'm just going to start making my way in, and I'm going to I've got to get me an area opened up to start burning, because I'm going to have to burn this stuff as I go. I won't have no room at all. Pretty quick. It's so thick in here. And I'm not going to burn dig a pit, not on this side anyway, because they're not sure where they're going to build stuff and all that just yet. that, so they don't want to have nothing in the ground they have to worry about later. And I understand that. I kind of told them it'd probably be best to burn on top of the ground. But I can't tell y'all how happy I am to be back in this machine and to doing this heavier stuff like this. It just really tickles my soul. I am gonna have to be careful trying to get stuff laid open and not getting these tops of the trees breaking out on me like that one just about did. There's a lot of little dead pines in here that I'm gonna have to really be careful with, especially right now because I just don't have no room to lay stuff. Good thing is I believe most of this stuff is so small this machine's going to be able to break it up pretty easy. If you haven't watched any of my older 313 videos, you know, go back and watch some of them. This machine has just another one that's just taken me to the next level. Y'all will learn how I feel about my thumb on here. I'm not the happiest with it. And these bucket teeth, they are the worst about getting stuff hung in them. Those that have been following me for a while, y'all know how I feel about my thumbs. Well, Lindsay, why don't you just get another one? Well, for one thing, they're 20 to 30 weeks lead time, and I just don't want to go through all that. Alright, there's one dead tree right here I gotta be careful with. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just keep going straight. I've got to leave a buffer between my right side and the power line to my right. About, I don't know, I'm gonna leave probably 60, 70 yards. A buffer between that and the property here. Got to be really careful about not breaking these tops out and letting them come back on top of me. I'm probably going to burn right in this back corner right here. That way I can just lay it down, and then when I get the dozer here, just push it to the pile. Opened up, I can start laying stuff back behind me. It's just a little bit aggravating to get a little bit of room to work when you first open something like this up. It's kind of like this tree right here. It's dead, but I got to be real careful about where I lay it. Dead at the bottom, it was dead in the top of it there. I'm really excited about getting that dozer here because I'm not going to have to worry about keeping things clean right now. Like this hole, I'll just kind of kick a little bit of dirt back in it, but I ain't going to sit here and waste time. appreciate the support y'all have given me, especially all the new ones and the ones that have stuck with me this whole time. The dozer videos have done really well for me. I'm very thankful for that. That is something I have prayed about, and the good Lord has answered. Alright, I really need that. I need those two trees right there going real quick. I'll get this one going. Both of them. I don't want to jinx myself, but it seems like the ground is just about perfect right now. It's not, of course it's wet, don't get me wrong, it is wet, and I can already tell I'm sitting on nothing but gumbo clay. So when it does start raining after I get this opened up, it's probably going to be another mess. But I think the ground is soft enough that I can just push these trees over it and it not just snap them like a toothpick. I know this machine, it's nothing like a 320 or a a Volvo 220. But this son of a gun right here ain't no joke. She is stout. Cotton Top needs to come run this machine. What do y'all think? You may say forget the 306. This one down right in the one closest to me because it's going to get hung up in this tree. If I can don't need my machine to start walking on me. Spin me right into that one. So that tree, I need to cut around it a little bit because it kind of wants to, I don't want it to snap. Now I can lay this one down and good thing about this place is it's sitting kind of on a hill, so water is not standing anywhere. Fill that hole in a little bit. All right, I'm gonna set y'all up outside. We're gonna keep bashing some pines. It's kind of a slow go right now. I've got me a little wiggle room. I'd like to be able to. I need to get these right here over here, and then what I think I can do is I can kind of go down this road and start laying everything kind of out in the open here, because probably right in here I'll have me a burn pile. I need to get more this way to get away from those trees and then away from these a little bit. I really need to have this right in here opened up pretty good. So the ground's she's pretty wet, but luckily it's not just a real mud hole. And I think too, once I start going up that hill, it should maybe get a little bit better, but I'm gonna keep plugging away at her. Oh me! Well, I've been plugging along here. I've kind of been going down through the road, just knocking stuff down. Starting to see a little progress now. I'll show y'all where I got to clear to. Well, you can't see all the stuff in the way, but it's about 250 feet from this corner to that corner. I can see the flag now. Starting to get into a little bit more sandy or clay down in here. You can tell the difference in the color. Here's my flag. And this is just a guesstimate. I tried my best to follow myself on the GPS on my phone. And if y'all know any apps that I can use to mark out coordinates and like save those coordinates, let me know, because Google Earth does a good job, but you can't, like, you know, you can't mark a spot and keep that spot and then go over here. And anyway, if y'all know something that y'all may use, let me know. I'm trying to get better at marking this stuff. But you see through there, I kind of made me flags down through there. I don't know, you probably can't see them, but once I get right here, I'm gonna try my best to go that way, what I'll probably do is I'll angle back this way a little bit, because all that will be doing is going into what I'm already going to be clearing. And then once I get up there a little ways, I should be able to see through to the road and kind of more see where I'm at, because I want to keep this line as straight as I can and parallel to the house over here. I'm about to get hungry, but I really don't want to leave. But yeah, she's opening on up. I'll be glad to get a fire going and start getting this stuff out of my way. You feel like you're making progress, and then you look behind you and it's just a big mess, and then you don't feel like you're getting nothing done. When I get the dozer over here, it should make things pretty good about pushing stuff up to the fire. And like all this stuff, I'm not worried about this stuff, kind of how it's laying right now. It's when I get the dozer over here and I get more room to work, I'll break this stuff up and set it in little piles, and then come around with a dozer and push it to wherever the fire is. And I guess one thing for me, it's hard to try to break a habit of right now, is, you know, I never had a dozer. So like all this stuff, like right here, all this stuff like that, and all this over here, it's kind of looking really rough. And it's hard for me to break that habit of taking the excavator and trying to keep everything clean and smooth as I'm working. I got to get out of that, because what I have now is a dozer, and I can come through so much faster and knock it out, put the finishing touches on it, and really should save wear and tear on my machine too, and less hours on my excavator. So I'll get there. guess, anyway. Stuff has kind of got crisscrossed in here like I didn't want it to, but I'm just about out of room to really work. One thing I'm a little kind of worried about is burning this stuff, and not because it's green, because the pines, they don't have many limbs on them up just at the very top of it, so it's going to be probably a little hard to get these logs to burning. I'm going to have to get that fire bad hot. I figure that's going to be the biggest challenge. There's really only been about 3 or 4 trees that have been a little hard to break up just because they was a little big, but for the most part they're not that hard to break up. I think I'm gonna shut it down for the day just a little bit. Once kind of just making me a little circle here. I'm trying to get on the other side of where I'm thinking I'm going to start a burn pile. I'm thinking right here, kind of where this pile is where I'm going to start. But I need to get me a path all the way around it. A path, give me at least 2 paths away from it. Like I said, you don't want to start a fire and then trap yourself. Try to give you at least 2 ways in and out. Then again too, once I get a fire going, I can pile this stuff up, and it should start opening up pretty quick then. Just making me little piles here and there, and, just to keep me working. I may try to start a fire tomorrow, actually. I'm gonna have to. But it has been a nice day for some land clearing. The ground's still wet, but it ain't a soupy, muddy mess. I'm really surprised that the pollen isn't that bad. trees in the back are a lot taller than them ones once you get up closer to the road. It may just be me, but I don't know. Careful when you're breaking logs like that, they'll pop up. They'll pop up and slap your boom or hit hoses and stuff. Just try to get it break up or broken up that it's not that hard on the thumb when it does snap. Try to get over there towards the road. Alright y'all, I'm gonna shut her down for the day. Gonna walk around, show you what I got did. It looks like a mess right now. I don't realize how much you got down until you get out and just kind of walk around and look at it. There's stuff everywhere. Ground seems to be drying up pretty good versus what it was this morning. But she's coming along. I'm gonna start my fire right in here, I think. I just kind of worked in a circle here. I still can't see my truck through there, but she's opening up. It'll look 100 times better once I get everything in one spot for sure. yep, I'm gonna start burning tomorrow. I'm kind of out of room, but now I've got enough room that maybe I can take the trees and start laying them down to the inside, and I don't have to deal with all this. Said the trees are not that bad. There's a few of them that's been a little too big, but I still got them broke up. But the most aggravating thing is just laying them into one another and then having to drag them out. But it is what it is. All right, I'm gonna shut it down and go grab something to eat. Y'all let me know what you think about the 313. I'm gonna say it again. I am tickled pink finally being back in it. So, all right, y'all keep your eyes open, and I'll see you later.